Hi, welcome to Lecture 1. I hope you're going to find this interesting. You know how you sit in a class and it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and you're there from, let's say, 10 to 11 in the morning, and you get the instructor lecture, and that's me, and so you get to hear me talk about my thoughts on the subject. Well, this is an online class, and I know you can go to class anytime that you want. And so what I have to do is figure out how do I do the lecture material. And the lecture material is really designed to help supplement your textbook. Now, you've probably looked at some of our chapters in the textbook, and some are thicker than others, meaning that they have a little bit more information and material in there. And so my lectures are really going to be designed to help supplement the textbook. And so our first lecture covers that environment of business. So it pretty much follows along with the textbook. And I talk a little bit about mini economics, and I give you a little bit of my take on those thoughts about the three core types of economic systems, which are communism, socialism, and capitalism. Now, I was born here in the United States, and so I've always been a capitalist, so to speak. I've grown up in the capitalistic system. And so you've always learned about that free enterprise system and the importance of personal ownership and your ability to start a business. Well, both sides of my family immigrated to the United States, and I'm sort of a first 1.5 generation American here. And so my one side of the family, my mother's side of the family, came from a country that became a communist country. The other side of my family, my father's side of the family, came from a country that's basically a socialist country. And so what happens is you're going to hear a lot about that discussion about, oh, what's better? What system is better? Well, we've seen the evolution in communism, where communism has now really started to evolve a little bit more towards a mixed system. And that mixed system really being, how do you integrate some of the benefits of capitalism along with some of the benefits of socialism into this communistic system of controlling the factors of production that you're going to read about. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of, how different countries are evolving. And even the United States is not a pure capitalistic country. You can just imagine not everything that we do here in the United States is a free enterprise. We have a Public Utilities Commission that oversees how the utilities handle giving us services of electricity or water or whatever it might be. And so also the National Park System is run by the government. And so we have some protected areas of our country, as you see the opportunity of going to Yosemite, and the government provides you with that opportunity through the National Park System. So there are a variety of ways that everybody's getting into this mixed economy of trying to give the citizens of every country the best system that they think is correct for their local society. So as you go through this chapter, and the lecture, you're going to be reading a little bit more about that. And then you can start to think about at the end of the chapter of my lecture, you start to see some questions that I ask you to consider. And so one of the things that you have with an internet course is you can go just about anywhere. I began my career right out of college. Actually, I guess I began my career as a newspaper provider. I used to have a delivery route where I go around delivering newspapers as a kid. And so that was my intro. And then I had a variety of part-time jobs, just like most of you. And so the idea is then you sort of say, oh, I guess I'm going to go to college. And so opted to do that. And then you decide what sort of area you go into. And that's the good thing about this course, is it gives you a variety of areas of business that you might find interesting or appealing. Now, later in the lecture, I get you to the discussion about ethics. And business ethics has basically been with us for a long time, and began with most of religious teaching about how to treat each other well. And that was the theory of how you would start to run your business. And for the most part, it worked well. But as we've seen, some people haven't really been following along. And so the whole idea of looking at economics and its relationship with the ethical treatment of factors of production, like the environment, of how you treat your customers, how you deal with finances in an ethical way, how you present your information fairly and openly. And so it really starts to say, how do we do that in this business environment, which is in capitalism very profit oriented? And so I give you a link to Santa Clara University, which it gives you and their Markula Center for Applied Ethics. And I really encourage you to go to that link and look around and see some of the subjects that they cover. And I think you'll find it a fascinating connection to talking about business ethics. The other thing that I hope you read and sort of brings a smile to your face is the discussion about that class at San Diego State, where an ethics class, and we had some students who cheated on an exam. Oh my word. And that was back in the 1990s here. And it starts to give you a little bit of an idea that even if you take an ethics class, it doesn't always mean you're going to behave ethically. But the idea is we want you in business to really think about how you organize that system, that culture within your business to treat people ethically and socially responsible. And so that's sort of how we end the topic. And so I give you an article going back to 2004, which talks about Enron, which was a very big issue back then about abuse of responsibility, and the responsibility to shareholders and the responsibility to your employees. And you periodically will hear about Enron because it was a classic case of how people misused power in a corporate environment. So you can read through a little bit about that and see what went on, and the fact that now that sort of look of how ethics should be handled isn't only in for-profit organizations, but also in nonprofit organizations. So I hope you'll find my lectures during the semester interesting, and periodically I will insert myself to talk about a specific topic in these lectures. And I hope you're going to find it useful as another supplement to the textbook, another supplement to my written material to hear me actually talk about a topic. So thanks for listening. And, I'm sure you'll be seeing me soon as I come back and talk with you more about our course. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll be talking with you soon. Bye-bye.